Yes, people, wife boy, and welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. And boy, does this story get me excited. Arsenal are interested in Turkish Wonderkid Arda Guler from Fenerbahce. Let's get into the story, but before I do, make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, if you love Arsenal related content and daily transfer news on my road to 3,000 subscribers. So coming out yesterday evening, Arsenal Newcastle lead race for Fenerbahce Wonderkid Arda Guler. Sources have told Turkish Football. Both clubs have made contact with Guler's family, who represent the footballer over a potential summer move. Talks are still at an early stage, but Arsenal and Newcastle are preparing an official offer after being impressed with Guler this season. Both sides want to move in early as Guler is expected to be highly sought after this summer. And boy, are they right, because this kid is a star, man. Like, genuinely. And I'm extra excited because I'm Turkish myself. So to see a Turkish wonder kid, and I genuinely class this kid as a wonder kid, be sought after by European powerhouses really gets me excited. And to let you guys know that I'm not just basing this off what I've seen yesterday, this is a message I sent to my friends on the 16th of March when I watched this kid play for the first time in the match between Fenerbahce and ironically Sevilla in the Europa League, the team that went on to win the Europa League. I said in there, UEFA Europa League wants to watch this season 18-year-old Turkish player for Fenerbahce Arda Guler. I promise you this kid's unbelievable. He glides like Messi. First time I've watched him, he's so good. Those are my messages from just over 2 months ago. And lo and behold, he's compared to Messi nowadays. So, look, I'm not a bull around here. But trust me, this kid's brilliant, man. Like, I've watched him play live on a few occasions now. I'm not going to say I've watched him play several matches, but I'm talking a good 4 or 5 matches. But the thing is, the type of player he is, you only need to watch him once to know what you're dealing with right now. This kid is special, genuinely. Like the way, it's the little things, where he can off-ball, the way he can glide, and he sells defenders with fakes. Doesn't even need to do skill moves like step-overs or Cruyff turns. Just his body fakes enough, just sells defenders. His outside the foot passing is unbelievable. Like, you will see compilations riddled through YouTube of how good he is. He's genuinely a superstar. Like, that guy is superstar potential, and I'm so excited to say it because it's someone coming from my country, Turkey, of course. It's about time we produce these wonder kids, and the fact that Arsenal interested in him. Newcastle as well surprised me, to be fair, to be interested in him. Interested in that type of player. I thought they'd more go for like the workhorse powerhouse players rather than a technically gifted player like Arda Guler. But hey, whatever floats your boat, man. But he's gonna go for a lot of money. He's signed to Fenerbahce until 2025. He's still got 2 more seasons at the football club. They're gonna want a lot of money for that player, but I want him to move away from Turkey, man. As a Turkish man myself, I want him to move away from Turkey. I want him to try in the best league in football, which is the Premier League. I want to see him in that league and see what his ability says. So, Arda Guler, superstar potential, no doubt about it. But I'm going to say something that not a lot of people would expect. I don't think he's the right man for Arsenal. And this goes against everything I've said at the start of the video about how he's got that superstar status, how he's just like a brilliant footballer and his body feints. Genuinely an 18-year-old that I think will be one of the best players. Like, one of the best players in the world at one point. Genuinely, he's that good. But he's a luxury player, and I don't think he suits Mikel Arteta's system. He's like an Emil Smith-Rowe type player, right? Where Emil Smith-Rowe is similar in that sense. I think he's better than Emil Smith-Rowe, by the way. But in that same kind of breath, in the way that they play football, that flair player, the glide on the ball, etc. A luxury player in that sense. I don't think that suits Arteta's system. I don't think it really suits Eddie Howe's Newcastle system either. So it surprised me you're interested in that player. Look, if this was the Arsene Wenger days at Arsenal, I would be crying out for a player like this because he would mould him into a Mesut Ozil type player, if not better. But under Arteta, he doesn't like these luxury players. He doesn't want to carry any player. All 11 players need to contribute defensively and attacking. The reason I've loved Martin Odegaard this season is not just because of the output he's had on the attacking end. Anyone that watches Arsenal will know that Martin Odegaard is the first player to press. He's the first player to close people down. He's the first player to get in and put a tackle in. Like, he's not afraid to do dirty work, and I think Arteta values that. He doesn't want to have players like Ozil, players like Smith-Rowe, players like Arda Guler, where you have no doubt about their attacking potential. You have no doubt that they will provide you goals and assists on the attacking end. But you doubt whether they'll contribute enough defensively. That is the real issue that we're dealing with here with this potential player. Look, he's still 18 years old. But when you look at him yourself, like, a lot of people will see the frame and they look at him like a Fabio Vieira type player, just like weak, still needs to grow into his body. He doesn't look like someone that's willing to put a foot in and make challenges. He's just someone that wants to be a tippy-tappy footballer that just gets you goals and assists on the attacking end. But when it comes to dogged work defensively, he shies away from it. Obviously, he could change. He's still only 18. He's still a young man. He's still not even grown into his frame yet. But I do see that part of his game that's something that I don't think Arsenal get the best out of him. And I'm looking at this from 2 sides of the coin, right? Because I'm an Arsenal fan, obviously, but also I'm a Turkish person, so I want to see that player do well. And if I look at him, the type of club he should go to, I don't think it should be Arsenal. because I don't think they're going to nurture him into the position he wants to be. He needs to go to a club that is dying for an attacking midfielder, and he can just link up in that sense. Not an Arteta system where he's got the flat back four, obviously. Then he's got a CDM in Thomas Partey, or hopefully Declan Rice potentially, or Caicedo. Then he's got 2 number 8s in Ødegaard and Xhaka. Like, not just Ødegaard, who's like a free roam attacking midfielder. A number 8 Ødegaard who links up with the right-hand side, but also gets back defensively. He's a box-to-box in that sense, just like Xhaka was on the other side. Xhaka going to Bayer Leverkusen, of course. Arda Guler doesn't fit in that system. If you bring in Arda Guler, you're going to have to change up the whole system for Arsenal. And you have to basically make him be that attacking midfielder, which I don't think is the right thing to do. We shouldn't abandon our whole system for one player. And also, that's tied in with the fact that he's 18 years old. He's a wonder kid in that sense. He's going to cost a lot of money. We're not talking 20, 30 million here. We're talking north of at least 50, 60. At least. And when I look at Arsenal's budget, right, we're not a Newcastle United. We're not a Man City that can splash millions of pounds. Like even Todd Bowley at Chelsea, millions of pounds across multiple players. No, we've got a finite budget here at Arsenal Football Club. I've heard rumours around the 150, 180 to maybe 200 million war chest given to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, with Edu being able to play with that. But in terms of the assets that we need to bring in, you're looking at Declan Rice, 90 million at least, maybe talks of 100. That's half our budget gone. I want to bring in Caicedo. Those are 2 positions we need. Then you look at it and you go, right, we brought in Declan Rice and Caicedo. There's only about like maybe 10 million left to spend of our budget. Obviously, plus outgoings, we have extra money to spend. So if I look at it, right, this isn't the summer window where Arsenal can sprinkle in talent. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're Man City, you can afford to sprinkle in some talent now because the bulk of your team's built out. Your squad's brilliant. You just want to sprinkle in those superstars. Whereas with Arsenal, the bulk of our squad isn't built out yet. We've still got holes in our team that we need to plug. And someone like Arda Guler is that luxury player that we can't afford right now. We still need to bring in a competent like CDM to compete with Thomas Partey. Because I think Thomas Partey's definitely got worse this season, especially towards the back end. And he can't stay fit. We definitely need to bring in someone to not only replace Granit Xhaka, but improve upon Granit Xhaka. Like, I believe Declan Rice will be moulded into that box-to-box position. We need to bring in a competent left-back if Tierney goes, that can defend and provide real competition to Zinchenko, because we know Arteta does not rate Tierney. He just doesn't, man. Like, he would rather play Kivior left-back than play Tierney. Do you know what I mean? We need to bring in a competent striker that can back up Gabriel Jesus and provide competition. For me, a plan B striker, like a Dusan Vlahovic, Alexander Mitrovic, Ivan Toney, Victor Gyökeres, that type of striker. Do you know what I mean? Like a real target man unit up front that can be like a plan B option for Arsenal. So I look at Arsenal and I can see holes that need to be plugged. And Arda Guler is a player that is a luxury player. He'll be a brilliant player, don't get me wrong. He'll light up the Premier League. But he's not quite the player that fits Arsenal at the time when right now. Maybe next season where the bulk of our squad's basically figured out and we're just looking for that one superstar talent, then I'd buy into it. But right now, how I look at it, I don't think he's quite right man for Arsenal. I have no doubt about his ability whatsoever. I mean, this is the mature side of me saying this, because the youngest side of me would have seen a player like Arda Guler and gone, oh my god, bring him in. Let's figure out how it's going to work later. Let's just bring him in because he's brilliant. But now as I've matured, I understand that he's a brilliant player, but he doesn't quite fit Arsenal. Doesn't quite fit this Mikel Arteta Arsenal. The Arsene Wenger Arsenal, 100%. But the Mikel Arteta Arsenal that Arteta's building, where every player contributes, where there's 11 defenders and 11 attackers, he's not quite the right man for us. I'll keep it up to date with Arda Guler, of course, no matter where he goes. And I'll keep up to date with Arsenal transfer news on this channel. As always, upload Arsenal-related videos daily so far in the transfer window. And that will continue. Already uploaded videos on Rice, Caicedo, Cancelo. And we're uploading more on Arsenal-related news. So make sure you let me know down below your thoughts on Arda Guler to Arsenal. Any other Arsenal transfer targets you'd like to see Arsenal sign. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. My road to 3,000 subscribers. And drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people in the algorithm. I've been Wife, and hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.